What's up everyone, this is Tranquil Toys back with another video, and this time I'm taking a look at the brand new Skeletor with Throne from Mattel. This is of course their Masterverse line. So I've been pretty excited to get this figure, obviously because of the Throne. The Skeletor figure is nice. There are some things I like about it, some things I don't like about it, but the Throne was probably the main selling point I think for a lot of people, because it's a pretty versatile looking Throne. You can have a couple different villains, and overall it just looks like a cool diorama piece. Nothing else to say for the introduction, so I'll just get right into it. So here's the box, or at least most of it. Can't really fit the whole thing on camera, but that's the front of the box. You got a picture of Skeletor and the Throne. Other side, you got Evelyn with her classic skin color, and then Skeletor's cat, I think Panther or Panther. On the back, you got some writing. You can read that if you want. On this side, you got Merman and Beastman. Beastman is looking a little bit smaller than usual, but I still like the art direction here. And then back to the front. And then on the top, you got a snake. Then on the bottom, just some writing. So the box is really cool. I want to try and figure out a way to like open it up, make it like a panoramic kind of picture, display, poster, whatever. The art on these figures are always really cool, so it's nice that they continue doing that. And then it also came with this box as well. This is where all the parts for the Throne came in. And they also want you to use it as a base for the Throne to elevate it from the floor. And they also included this insert, which is supposed to tab into the platform, but I can't figure out how to do that. I don't know why they made it so difficult. Maybe I'm just stupid. So the back, the display looks like, so it's pretty cool. You kind of use this as a backdrop for pictures and stuff, but you know, the creases and the lines are going to show up, so that is one negative about these kind of background pieces. I did already build it off camera, so I'm not going to build it on camera. I'm pretty sure other people have built it on camera. I don't think it's really necessary to show how to build it on camera. It's pretty self-explanatory. It does come with instructions if you need it, but it's pretty easy without it. So first off, the Throne is visually very cool looking. I like how it turned out. All the different parts look really good together, and everything fits very well. Nothing's like too loose or too tight. It doesn't seem like it's possible to take it apart after you put it together, so that is going to be a problem if you want to like modify it, customize it, or do some paint work, and you have to take all the parts to do that. So it is kind of difficult to take the parts. Probably not impossible, but it's probably, you know, you risk breaking stuff if you want to take it apart after putting it together. It does require batteries for the light up flame effects. I don't have batteries. I didn't really care for that option anyway. It does look kind of cool. I think the flames are like green, so if you think that's cool, you can do that. I feel like the base is missing some paint. You definitely add some shading to that, would make it look a whole lot better. I'm probably going to do that, and also paint the vines right here, paint them green, make it stand out more, just give it more detail on the base, because I think it really needs it. The bones actually have a decent amount of work put into them. The texturing is really good. It could use a light brown wash though to bring out some of that texture. They did put a wash on it, but it just doesn't stand out that much in my opinion. So I think another pass through with the color would make that look even better. Then you got the staff holders, which are the snakes. You do get two staffs. You get the snake staff, which is really cool. And then you get the all purple Havoc staff, or the ram's head staff, which is also really cool that we get the all purple one. Also like this kind of fur seat cover here. It is textured on the bottom with the bones detailing and stuff like that, so that's really cool. And just the amount of detail that they put throughout the Throne is really impressive. Not really something you would expect. I will say though, the price was pretty high. It's like 70 bucks, but they do give you a lot of detail. The only thing that's kind of, and this is like a soft rubbery material, the only thing that I don't like is the choice of material that they use for this, the different types of material that they use. Very cheap feeling and flimsy. And this head up here is articulated, which is pretty cool, and you can take it off and put it on Masterverse figures. I'll show you that later. But like I was saying, the choice of material is kind of cheap. It just kind of feels like a really big Happy Meal toy or Burger King toy. It's like, what else do you expect for 70 bucks and a figure? The figure's like 25 bucks, and the rest of the cost is going into the Throne. I still would have liked a little bit more effort. They do not include batteries, so, and like I said, I don't have any, so I can't use the light up effect. You know, adding batteries would have made the cost even more, but this is still pretty good, even for 70 bucks. Imagine if this was Hasbro making this. Like, imagine if Hasbro had the He-Man license and they made something like this. They would make it a HasLab and it'd be like $300. So I'm glad Mattel gives us this for $70. So here's the figure. Now the head sculpt is the first thing that stood out to me when I first saw this promotional images, and I really like how the head sculpt looks. Kind of has like a Misfits kind of vibe to it, like the band Misfits. So I like how that turned out. The red beady eyes is really cool. The jaw does open and close, and to me it looks like he's laughing. The hood is a separate piece, so you can remove it. It's like a rubbery piece, so you can take that off and just have the skull, the head displayed without it. Then it does have this plastic piece that goes over, just an extra piece of armor with a cape attached to it. The cape is pretty cheap. It's not wired, it's not thick, but it does look kind of cool. But imagine if I had a wire, like that would look pretty sick if you were able to pose it like that. But regardless, you know, it's not too bad. We've seen this before from Masterverse. Mine does have an imperfection in the front of it, which is really disappointing. It does kind of detract from the whole look of the cape, so that's pretty disappointing. I wasn't really expecting to like the rest of the body as much as I do. I did initially, I just liked the head, but now seeing this in person, I'm really liking the gold and purple and how it looks in person. So there's a couple of gold pieces here and there, nothing on the back, just that purple plastic, which looks really good. I do like that shade of purple that they picked, and also the shade of blue they picked. I think this is a new sort of paint matchup for Skeletor so far. I could be wrong. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. I still don't like how they keep giving us these bare feet with Skeletor. We need a Skeletor with boots, like the Filmation. I do have kind of like a custom that I made, but it's still the same stuff that we've seen before, just a different paint. I don't really like the color they picked for the center of this emblem. Would have been nice if it was like a red, like a shiny red to match his eyes, but they kind of picked this kind of like lilac looking color. Also, no sword, he just has the 2 stabs. You know, it's not that big of a deal. I have plenty of swords that I can use. And there's the head without the cowl, so looks really cool. And of course I have other capes with cowls that I can put on him, and I'll show you that again towards the end of the video, where I show off the different customizing ideas and comparisons, stuff like that, which I'm probably going to do now because I think I'm done talking about the throne and the figure. The articulation, it's the same. It's kind of disappointing. There's no drop down hips, and the torso is sort of weird. The upper torso articulation, you can't do like a full 360. It kind of gets stuck, and then there's some resistance there. I'm not sure what that's from, but if you twist it all the way, it probably breaks. So pretty unfortunate. And he's still got those weird fins on his arms. Now let's get into the different customizing options you can do, some scale comparisons, and just some different things you can do with the throne and with this figure. First thing I want to try is this cape with a hood on it, and this looks pretty sick, very menacing. So that looks really sick. I wish it was black, but I have the brown one for now. Probably have to pick up the black one. This is what the figure should have came with, you know, something more like this than what they gave us. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comments. Then, like I mentioned earlier, you can actually take this skull off at the top of the throne and put it on different Masterverse figures. The ball socket is the right size for the ball joints of the Masterverse figures, so I'll show you that on the Skeletor figure. Different things you can do with this. Customs, you make custom like demon, skeleton demon or something. So that's really cool how they made that possible. And then of course you can do the reverse of that. You can put different heads on the ball joint up here, so you can actually put the Skeletor head on top of the throne. I don't know if they did that on purpose or if they just used the same size of ball joints just to make it easier, so they don't have to make different size things. But it's really cool that that's an option that you can do. Let me know what you guys think about that. If that gives you any ideas, let me know in the comments. And the figure does sit on the throne very well. I just wish he had hands to grip the armrests of the chair. So this one would be cool, you know, like he's holding on to the armrest of the chair, but he only has one hand that does that. It's kind of dumb. And then his other hand is like a trigger finger hand, which is also weird. He doesn't have a gun or anything. It could be for the staff. And there he is holding both staves. And that also looks pretty sick. Here's my custom Filmation He-Man, Masterverse He-Man next to the throne. And then you can also sit him on the throne as well. Here's a WWE Mattel Elite figure, Cody Rhodes, also on the throne. That's kind of cool. Here's Savage Crucible. You do have to remove his tail and his loincloth to be able to sit him down properly. So that's what he looks like. Here's a Marvel Legends Iron Man. Definitely looks a little bit small, but it still works. Here's a DC Multiverse Aquaman figure. There's what that looks like. Here's a SH Fig Arts Vegeta. Here's the Mattel Cartoon Collection He-Man. Can't really sit properly. It's impossible to get him to sit down, so he kind of looks dumb. Here's a boss fight skeleton figure. And lastly, here is Beast Kingdom Jack Skellington. So you can fit a wide variety of figures in here, and it looks pretty cool. I'd say some of them look better than others, but you can judge that for yourself. So here's Skeletor on his throne, surrounded by his henchmen and his cat. And this looks really cool. This is a really nice way to display your villains, your He-Man villains, and I really like the way that this looks. One thing that I kind of wish they added was pegs to put, more figures around the throne. Right now I just have Beastman kind of balancing on there, holding onto part of the throne. But it would be awesome if there was like pegs to put, other figures. I'm also hoping that Mattel makes a cartoon collection version of Panther or Panther. That would be really cool if they did that. And by the way, this is my custom Evil Lyn. Anyways, that's everything that I have to say for the figure and for the throne and different stuff that I wanted to show off. Check out my Instagram to check out more photos of this figure and other figures in my collection. That's all I gotta say. I'll see you in the next one.